do that. There we go. Hey, community.
We are
1, 2.
Comic Talk.
And we forgot to add ourselves at the beginning of this stream.
Oh, well, we're looking for the whole suspense thing. Yeah, that's what it is.
Definitely. All right.
So we're going to have some guests coming on pretty soon.
That's right.
And the premise behind this is basically to promote those artists and creators that are out there either struggling, upcoming projects that may have finished that they want to recap. That's the idea behind this. You and I, when we first started, our thing that we did is we went to a signing event. We wanted to meet an artist, this creator, this writer.
Right.
And that's essentially what started us in our, how should I say, our own endeavors of appreciating what these people do on and understanding what they do.
Right.
So beyond the stories, this allowed us to appreciate them and then attach more of a how should I say, a personification of the embodiment of where the story came from along with the story.
Right.
So we wanted to be able to share that with the community. So in doing so, what we've decided to do is create what we call Artist Alley. Now, how often we'll be able to do this, we're kind of uncertain. However, our hopes is that we can do this fairly often. What you see even behind us is some books of artists, creators, writers that we not only enjoy, but we look forward in their future projects. And we know that both of which at this time are working on present projects and endeavors. The one in the center, which is called The Fuck, is done by Mia Bunn. And the cool thing is and I believe it's 3 weeks. Hopefully we'll have Mia on a little later as a guest. The second issue of this comes out. Now, she has been really busy doing everything from tote bags, some animation, a lot of stuff. So I know that at this point, for her to get a second issue out is a lot because how busy she is at signing events. Today, she even has an event, an art walk. Again, I'm hoping that she'll be on a little bit later and she'll be discussing that. So, this is, again, the idea, the premise behind what we are doing is basically we want to allow these artists and creators another platform outside of their own, how should I say, soapbox of saying, this is our project, this is our product, and I want to allow them another avenue, another way to be able to show their stuff.
Right.
Now, Kai, have you actually got to read some of the?
I've gotten to read. No, I haven't read. I think the one thing I've read here is the one I'm not supposed to.
Well, the Sepulchre one was one that you're actually you're asking of me to read that, and I'd forgotten to bring it to you. There we go. So now, hopefully, like I said, we're just waiting on a few people to show up. I know. Kai and I put this together really last moment. We didn't have an opportunity to prepare this. What started it was I had noticed that Mike Wellman, which possibly might even pop on here, his shop, the Atomic Basement in Long Beach, is holding a artist event. The artist event is an artist walk. I don't know if you've attended artist walks, but they tend to go from one place to another. They tend to take you on a little, I don't want to say journey, that's corny. They basically allow you to a little path, or how should I say, a strategic, I am losing my mind, way to go ahead and go through certain areas, avenues, cultural sites, and be able to strategically hit these places. Itinerary allows you to set up almost an itinerary, not only of time but of place, to be able to see certain aspects, events, places that you want. So this, in the case of the artist walk. They take you to certain galleries, or they'll take you to certain places that offer art in various forms. I think this one is going to involve starting probably from the Atomic Basement and taking you around to a few of the cultural aspects of Long Beach in that downtown area. Mike was pointing out all kinds of neat stuff that was down there. And I was really interested in checking some of this stuff out because I didn't realize that it's today, right? Yeah, Sable. I apologize for giving you such last moment notice, but yeah, it is today. The art event is happening today. Kai, help me out. I'm not even getting any
what?
The comments.
Oh, it comes on way later on StreamYard.
Is that what
delayed,
it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I have you upside down backwards. Yeah, that is today. From 6 o'clock to there we are. Sable, thanks for hanging out. And if anyone that hasn't met Sable or know his work, it's amazing. You can find him. Hopefully Kai or we'll try to put up a little link to his site so you can get a hold of him. Highly recommend his artwork. This guy is talented and a half. I'm gonna go to try to make it, but it's got some pages finished. Oh, okay. You know, and again, I don't know if you got to see earlier, Sable, but this the idea behind what we're doing is to allow you, the artist, another platform to be able to promote yourself, to give you an opportunity to allow the community out there to go ahead and see your works and your wares. You know, because outside of your own ability to promote yourself, you're a lot of times, you know, you need another avenue, and we want to provide that. We want to provide another conduit. So yeah, to get back to what your question was, is at Atomic Basement today from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I believe the event's happening. Will be the artist walk. It'll a feature event of, I know Mia's going to be there, as far as Mia Bunn. Obviously Mike Wellman of the Atomic Basement. And I did see that there were going to be Juan Gedeon, and I couldn't remember who the other gentleman was, are going to be featured guests on this walk. And speaking of which, I believe we have Mia Bunn with us now. Hey, Gray Man, appreciate you being here.
I don't know about. Do you like it squished like that?
However, it doesn't matter to me.
I like it more like this. It's expanded.
Perfect. Mia, are you with us?
Well,
she will be in a moment. So, yeah, the event will feature much of the cultural and art aspects, obviously artist walk, of downtown Long Beach area. And it's an older cultural area. It's really beautifully architecturally. If you're in art, you know, the architectural buildings of, I want to say a lot of that area is around the 20s. You are really going to enjoy that art walk, because I think that's another thing that they point out. Yeah, Mia's going. That she's in the kind of a backstage right now. She'll be with us in a moment. Oh, Marcus Newsom. That's the other guest. Thank you so much, Sable. That's correct. Don't believe I got to meet Marcus. I don't know if he's been down at the Comic Bug or not. I don't recall. Matter of fact, I haven't even got to meet Mia, unfortunately. Yeah, we got another individual I have the pleasure of introducing. No, you're doing fine. Hi, Christy. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just running around. I've got a Twitch LA thing going on at 6 p.m. today, where I'll actually be selling pieces of original art. Like I have this one right here, and it's actually painted, and it's called Maggot Fucker. I'm going to see if I can put it over in the Atomic Basement, but if I don't sell it first. And then I have another one. I think it's called Robot Love or something. Let me see. This is Sexy Robot Thoughts right there. and that was at the Hive Gallery and Studios last year. Well, no, the year
Trying
prior.
to blow that up. Yeah.
I think the best way to do that is probably
Like
No,
this?
that's okay. Yeah, we're trying to blow up your thing right now, and
we have no idea what we're doing. So
Oh, that's all right. You know. Do you want me to go ahead? All right. Hey, what's up? So it says live comments and private chat. So I don't know how I would put in the thing in the chat. So
well, the live comments will give us the public chat, and then the private one isolates that from just just you and I. And
oh, okay.
what I was trying to do.
Yeah, because I'm trying to enter in my stuff, but it doesn't show me a thing for what it is. You know what I mean? Like where I can enter in text.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Rayman? What's the robot saying? He says he needs a robot boner. He says, this is mine. All right, trash can sex. It's kind of punk. I found one, filth. I have one, sexy robot thought. So it's just like really just kind of like this weird sort of abstract way about, I guess, like I think it was like also taken like how a dude, well, I'm sure women too, like a dude has like over 90,000 thoughts of sex in his mind that randomly go through about things. Right. I mean, it was like some sort of scientific thing I remember doing. So I kind of was in that sort of weird abstraction thing. And then I read this book, Crash, where it talks about car crashes and shit. Not the one, but it's like older with James Spader, but it's like a book about James Ballard, not about James Spader, but he's an author, and it was written by the same author, and how like car crashes and human sexuality kind of crash into each other. These are, I think, 12 by 16 by 20 pieces. So those two are there.
Okay.
I'm retailing them for $500. So there you go. But they're painted by me. Like, so because I'm out of the books, the Kickstarter's there, but the Kickstarter is supposed to do the thing. So, oh, hey.
The Kickstarter, where you now? You're only like 475 away, right?
Yeah, I'm actually literally like 390 away. 90.
All right, so let's regress. Let's tell these people in the community, one, who you are exactly, and then two, what your Kickstarter is about and what's going on in that.
Okay, well, my Kickstarter is about Demon Bitch. It's a low-level demon from the 13th pit of hell where people throw their dog shit in gum wrappers. And what they do, I know, right? So what they do is awesome. That, thanks, is based on girls I hate. Because, like, unfortunately, as a girl, you deal with some real bitches. I mean, I think Mia could attest to that. I think if you got sisters, mothers, grandmothers, any female relatives, they're going to tell you the same thing. Like, women are just fucking awful to each other. Hey, Mia, how's it going?
Hey!
So,
how you doing?
Hey, Mia.
Hi.
You're doing great.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but can you hear me?
We got you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm actually driving.
Oh, careful.
I'm running errands.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. I'm my eyes are on the road.
Okay.
I sure hope so.
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna put the Kickstarter. Oh, sorry. I put the Kickstarter in the YouTube thing. What they can do is, like, since they can't put YouTube, they can't put their comments on there, like, so much with links. So if they want it in the private chat, give me the links. I'll go ahead and pop it into the YouTube channel, since I can do that since I'm a moderator.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. But anyway, so what ended up happening was that, I was just talking about Demon Bitch, Mia. So, yes, Demon Bitch is a low-level demon from the 13th pit of hell where people throw their dog shit in gum wrappers. She wants to bring the second coming of Armageddon, but the first one never happened. She's stupid. And she's based on this fucking, like, these bitches that I knew. One of them was, like, she took cocaine. Like, she went on a bender for cocaine for 30 days straight along with Jack Daniels, and somehow the bitch did not die. She's got a constitution of a cockroach. So I decided to make a Kickstarter about it to fund my books. Now, with the first book, Hellfire and Damnation, that was totally out of my own pocket. Then I ran a successful Kickstarter for She Sucks. That's the book that Kevin just held up. And then the last one is called Alcoholics and Anonymous because I had a fucking pancreatic tumor and I had to make fun of that. So I kind of couldn't drink anymore or as much. Like, I could have a drink now and then. But what ended up happening was that Tony, who was a super fan in the last one, he started making these cocktails. And he didn't just throw shit together. Like, he actually had one that said it smells pungent but looks like a cup of semen. Like, so he very carefully crafted shit. So it's amazing right there. So that sounds good. It really sucks, man. It really did. Yeah. So
oh my god.
He actually used great alcohol, And so I'm actually, I think, 390 away from the goal of 3,500. So if people can throw it down today and I can be done, and I'll be in Twitch LA. I'll be over at the Hungarian Cultural Alliance on Hope Street. I've been putting that up there. That should be up on the latest update link right there. But yeah, so I survived. Casey Anthony, the pancreatic tumor did not kill me. The bitch is probably in a dumpster fire somewhere where she belongs. I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm actually healthier now. Like sometimes I get tired, but it's cool. But anyway, so I also came out with a new character called Shitbird, and it's that annoying bitch. Like it's that annoying bitch that fucking yells about how great she is all the time, but she's just fucking vaping all the time. She's usually fucking yelling down at you and being condescending, and just rages at you. And she and Demon Bitch are like mortal enemies because one thinks that they're better than the other. Now, the thing is that the friends, her Demon Bitch's whole crew thinks of that, but they're kind of like, they're all super codependent. So they kind of feed off of each other, where Shipbird is codependent, but it's sort of weird. Like, it's kind of like Timmy and Jimmy of South Park, you know, when they got in that fucking fight and they started beating the shit out of each other. It's like that, you know, it's like, you know,
it sounds like to me they're also feeding off of one another to see who's worse, to see who's better.
Yeah, it's like another weird dysfunctional.
Oh, I love your character.
Oh, I mean, Mia does the fuck, so yeah. I mean, there you go. That's awesome.
And I apologize, Mia. My daughter just had to go to work, and she did want to meet you. But speaking of which, people in the community, if you don't know, Mia Bunn, who is driving at the moment, is speaking to us, and she does a book here. Now the community, they may not know, and I'm showing the book right now. When is issue 2 come out? When is this issue 2 coming out? Did we lose Mia?
Hey, Mia?
I'm going through an area.
Oh,
okay. Okay. So as I mentioned, Mia's driving at the moment. She released this issue 1 a little over a month ago, and she's been really busy working on this. Mia, do you know exactly, is it 2 or 3 weeks that issue 2 comes out?
Issue 2, I just ordered it, so it's going to take at least, I'd say 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. It could be 4. So I'm just going to say 3 weeks for now, but I really, you know how they are. So you can place your order, but you know, they run into bumps, and then sometimes it can take longer, but it was a pain in the ass, fucking with the colors and the CMYK shit.
Yeah.
What a headache. But yeah, it's done. Thank God.
Yeah.
Now, if it's anything like the first, you know, the colors pop, the characters pop, everything really pops. It's perfect for, I think, what you're trying to convey in your story. So are you telling me the second is just as good?
Oh, absolutely. It is the part where the girls run into the 2 dudes, Jay Stacks and Todd Azad. The 2 guys are already in the hostel, and the girls end up moving into the same, you know, ending up in the same room with them, and you know, nobody likes it. A lot of there's a funny gags there, and it's, you know, it stops just before we move into the next set of scenes where you know, they need to go back and you know, get their things from the club.
So if the community want to find you, they can find you in what various places, what various platforms?
Oh, right now I just say follow me on Instagram, because all of the content is there. You know, most of the content is there. I do have some on the website as well. If you want to see some of the animations, you can go to YouTube. But for now, just follow me on Instagram, DA__FUQ1.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's also the YouTube link is just, if you just type in animations by Mia, you should find a bunch of them there too.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I saw that 6-second clip that you just recently dropped, and I was telling the community how busy you are. Now, what you didn't mention, which I will for you if you don't mind.
Thank you.
You got tote bags out there. You got all kinds of other stuff out there.
Oh yeah, I'm working on merchandise. Yes, I have. There's a site called Redbubble, which is pretty dope.
Oh, Redbubble. Yeah. So
Yeah, Redbubble, and you could just put your artwork all over it, and then it's kind of like a consignment site. If people like your design, they'll buy an item with your design all over it, and there you go.
I've purposely not showed Khalees yet because I don't want her to go, okay, I want that and that and that. I want to wait. And then
you gotta check it out. I'm gonna post some more items soon. I actually today I ordered my own items just to have some on display.
Sure.
So I ordered some of my own, just so for the next following exhibits, I should probably have it available. The t-shirts, some throw pillows, totes. It's on cell phone cases, and
awesome.
Those coffee mugs, those to-go coffee. It's all over the place. It's on socks. You can get it on anything, but yeah, I'm putting my design. That design sells the other, so I decided to just go with that.
Nice.
Cool. Now but I know you're running errands right now, but there's a reason for that, because you're going to be somewhere tonight. Where are you supposed to be tonight?
Long Beach Art Walk. I'll be right out front of Atomic Basement. Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
So
the parties. That's where we at. It's gonna be lit. So yes,
That's from what is that? 6 to 10, correct?
Yeah, 6 to 10. And I'm busy running around. I decided I'm gonna do a little bit of live painting.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna pick up some a canvas or two, and just set up an easel and paint there. I don't have a lot of books right now.
Michael's is your friend. Yeah, same here. I'm at Twitch LA and I'm selling my original artwork. So yeah, I know how that feels. Mine's 6 to 10 too. So I'm putting your event up too, Mia, just in case. Just
really? Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
I put up your Instagram.
And your event is today where?
It's over on let me look. I'm gonna also put it up on there too. Hang on a moment. I knew it. I typed it 10 million times. So the upcoming event, it's going to be over at, we're going to have free beer. So that's awesome. 1827 South Hope Street in Los Angeles. And it's going to be at the Hungarian Cultural Alliance at 6 to 10 as well.
Downtown.
Downtown, it seems like. Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Okay. Yeah. Hope Street. Oh, okay. That's what's up. Yeah. So you're really close. Oh, damn. I wish I could stop by there.
I mean, you got your event. I'm not gonna be pissed. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
You see, and again, that's what I want to do is, for the community that's out there, and so especially on replay, that they can see the idea behind this show. And I do realize that both of you guys, I appreciate both of you guys jumping on, was very last minute. What I wanted to do is go ahead and promote you guys and any and all artists and creators that are local and far that want to jump aboard and promote themselves, especially events like this, because it goes even beyond us. It goes even beyond you guys. It goes beyond the event that you guys are doing. So I appreciate you guys, and whatever I can do for you guys too. That's what this whole show is about. This is Artist Alley. This is about you guys.
Right. I tried to. I'm going to try to let Marcus know to get in touch with you.
Okay.
He was there the day of the book signing. I think the day that you bought my book.
Unfortunately, I wasn't. I was.
Oh, you weren't there.
That's right. I was working late, and I had shout out to Comic Bug. I asked them. I had said, "Look, I'm now running late. There's no way I'm going to be able to make the event. But if you can kindly ask Mia to go ahead and set a book aside, if she has the ability to go ahead and do a sketch, I'd appreciate it. And definitely, I'd give her a shout out."
That's what. Okay, now I get it. Okay, perfect. So,
yeah.
All right. Then
so
I'll let Marcus know.
I'm grateful you guys. You guys hooked us up. Yeah, well, definitely it was for me and Khalees. Kai's been reading it, but it was for me and Khalees.
Yeah, I ran out of books. I gotta get more books. that's mainly the reason why I'm painting today, because I don't have enough books. I think I probably only have like 5 left.
I feel you there. I
It
don't
could be
have
a
very
worse thing. It could be a lot worse thing.
I guess so.
You
Yeah,
guys
to
have
have,
to get stuff.
right, we sold out, but trust me, I gave a lot of them away.
Oh.
Oh yeah, a lot of giveaways. Oh
I mean,
shoot.
sometimes
Oh, I
you
just
do that sometimes. I mean, I don't think that's bad. Sometimes I give away free stickers, but that's every so often. Like it's like the cost point and all that is pretty low. Now that sounds like cheap as fuck about me to do, but it's like you got to go and eat too. You kind of can't go broke with your work. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
And that's
just
another
trying.
thing that I realized, I know that it almost goes hand in hand. It almost seems cliche, but artists are almost always starving,
That's true.
and what you guys do is, and this goes almost with any form of any art, you guys tend to give beyond more than you can, and you don't even realize it's to your own detriment.
That's true.
So
I have given away so much art. You have no idea. I don't even, I feel like one day it's going to pay off. If you just give it away, eventually you'll score a big gig.
Yeah, you just got to be positive about that too.
Yeah.
And I know I'm grateful because I'm how should I say, I'm the recipient of the reward, and the reward is when I'm fortunate enough to meet certain people. One, fortunate enough to actually hang out and rap with you, but two, to be able to take something that I enjoy, the story or the art, or in the case of more times than not, both. And then Kai and I were talking about this before the show, being able to meet you guys, it means more to us than just a regular story or just art. There's a connection there that goes beyond that. And I dig that. We dig
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and the camaraderie. It's just, we're a family now.
that. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
to me, again, this is what the show's about. Now, Chrissy, I know we haven't had much to talk about you, and I know you have a lot going on. So, like you said, today that you're going to be there, you're going to be doing some art, but you do have future projects coming up, and one of which is called the new character. You have a new demon bitch coming out. Is that correct?
Yeah. This is the one that the current Kickstarter is putting up. I put up the link. I'll put it up again later on.
Okay.
I know she's driving. That's why I threw up her links kind of first, and while she had the time to talk and everything. But yeah, so I'm running a Kickstarter. So this will be a combined book. Like that book, like Water for Chocolate in the 90s, how it was like all supposed to be like, about romance and recipes and family and history. And that was a great book. But the thing is that, this is a shitty book, but I'm making a Kickstarter for it. Like 90 some odd pages of bullshit. And it's essentially nasty. Oh, hey, Justin Rican and his comics. So and hey, Gray Man. So the thing is that what you got to do is that, so I just went ahead and did a Kickstarter. And then it's kind of funny because as a Kickstarter, you do have to plan. But I noticed that you kind of have to let things kind of fall where they are. And then I came up in the interim a new character called Shitbird. And it's and I was saying earlier, it's like this fucking person. It's usually a woman. Like she always brags about how hot she is, how many dudes she's had sex with, et cetera, but then complains on the same time how she can't get love, how the dick is mediocre. She's constantly getting high and shit. And you're just like, oh my God, it's like me, my ass, and all this other shit. And then yelling all about how all her other problems are based on anybody else of either gender or color or something. And it's like, we all know that person, right? Just constantly bitching and pissing and moaning about stuff. And after a while, you're just like, God damn, you're such a hate pile. Like, at least make the anger funny. But it's like, it's just like, it just was like that. So it's like, so I just drew this character called Shitbird, like with a tiny ass and the big, huge drumstick thighs and everything. Not that I think big thighs are bad. It's just, come on, if you got to brag about a body part, it better be fucking star platinum. That's all I got to say. So, that's all I got to say. I mean, if you got to brag about that, it's one thing to say, I look really good today, or I look really hot, or I lost some weight, or I have a nice butt or something. Like, okay, you acknowledge your physical attributes that are positive. But if you go on and on and on about it, like, people are just like, is that all there is? Come on, so there's that. So I'm running a Kickstarter. So we've got like a really good holographic sticker that I did with Korea Angry, Yunsu Jung, and she's got a really good zine going on. She has Korea Angry, and then she has Made in Korea, I think 1988. And she's extremely talented. And she said, I want to do something for Demon Bitch. So she made this like dioramic character of them like sitting there like drinking and holding hand in hand. You'll see that in the Kickstarter. It's like, oh God, Air Spider said, so you made a character out of my sister. Everybody says, oh, it's like my ex-girlfriend. One dude like said, oh, that's my wife. I'm like,
well, and that's the thing is, the character that you're doing, everyone can relate because, like you said, there's someone that we either come across, on a daily basis, or unfortunately might even be in our lives. So yeah, there's definitely something very relatable.
Yeah, and it's just like it's funny because it's a group of people, like from my own experiences of dealing with shitty women friends, like how we fuck each other over, how we backstab each other, how we tear each other down. And that might seem generalized, but it's like even like relationships, like Egg Lady is based off of some woman that, like, if I broke up with a dude, okay, like if I loved him and everything, I'd be sad, She's like, you don't need that from a man. And then and then she would just curse everybody's relationship, to which was just me. And then she gets married recently, and she's like, so and so wife forever. I'm like, oh, bitch, okay, I see how it is, bitch. So it's like that kind of thing, like girls with other girls, if they're really shitty, they'll psychologically destroy each other. And even though if you're not that person to take that advice, they kind of put you in this whole world of shit. Like they hate men, they hate this and everything. It's not like women that actually genuinely have had issues with some dudes. Like I've been sexually harassed, I've been stalked, that's not it. It's just like these are women that just have this deep down hatred core, and they have this really warped view about how everybody is. It's really messed up. Oh, if I ever see her again, I'm calling her shitbird. Well, Air Spider, if you want to take a look, there's actually stickers of that. It's called like the tramp stamp rewards. So if you order those, you can get it with a book. The tier.
Tramp stamp rewards.
Because like,
that's cute.
Yeah, like these girls, like they go around, they go say, I'm a hoe, I'm happy about it. And hey, if you want to be happy about it, that's all you. But the thing is, it doesn't make them happy. They just lie to themselves all the time. And then they make other people miserable. It's like, okay, if you want to sleep around and shit, okay, cool. Like, I don't care. But they do it, and they dog other people that don't do it, or they kind of act like a bitch about it. And then when you see down deep inside, they actually want a monogamous relationship or something. And it's like, stop lying to yourself, man. Then why are you fucking going around screwing a bunch of other people, I mean, if that's what you want to do.
The cool thing about your book is no matter how surface it may appear to somebody, or vulgar, or however it may on the surface appear, the cool thing is there's true and real psychological, social things that are being addressed. Now, if you don't, if a person doesn't have the ability to actually see it, that's them. But for a person that can actually not only appreciate what you're saying, not only on the surface, but the depth of what's going on, that's why I like it. It's because it's like you can look at a single panel and so much is being said. It's not just the surface is what it is. To me it is like some of the panels I used to read when I was a kid, when I used to read in some of the news magazines. And, certain political artists or certain social artists only have the ability to make a certain one panel and then maybe only one sentence or stuff. But they had to have it hit home. It had to be something that can really be understood and be long-lasting, that little bit of information they're allowed to give. And that's what I've noticed on what you do. So that's why I tell people, you don't have to rip through the book. You can get so much out of a single panel.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I just took all my anger and rage and just made it into something. But it wasn't like I came up with a big high and mighty idea. Like, I'm going to teach people and all this other stuff. But it's like, this happened to me, and that's not okay, But it also gave me a thing saying, like, you bitches were, like, responsible for, making a majority of my life harder than it should have been. And again, like, I own up to that, too, like, allowing that, but now I know better. So it's not like I'm saying, like, oh, it's all your fault, but it's like I'm holding you responsible for your shit. I did my side to do the thing, to do what's right as much more as I can. And, I'm not saying I'm perfect either, but it's just like I would never have done half that shit like that. See, Air Spider, I just wrote that. I'm like, fuck? It's like, it said, I had to evict her and I found a purse with 50, 60 condoms in it. Busy night. Like, yeah. That is pretty funny, man. It's like, I'm sorry.
That's gnarly.
I mean, yeah. So Air Spider, yeah. Check out the Kickstarter. I'll throw it up there again too. Actually, I'll do it again. So Demon Bitch Kickstarter, and you can get the Tramp Stamp rewards. I mean, we're so close to funding, you're going to get them anyway. It's not like this pipe dream or something. So I'll do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So again, community out there. Christy's here, Mia's here. Both of them are artists. Both of them are creators. Both of them have projects coming up, and both of them are working on present projects.
Oh yeah, remember the ShiroCon?
Oh yeah, we're doing
that's
ShiroCon
right.
next. Yeah, we're doing Shiro. I'll be there. You're going to be there, right, Mia?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll see you.
Now,
All right,
where that's in Marina Del Rey, is that correct?
No.
Westfield Culver City Mall, or known as the Fox Hills Mall.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's in Culver City, though?
Yeah.
Right.
That's Culver City. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Just want everyone to be clear and have everyone know where it's at. And yeah, I was looking at those dates, and it's possible I might be able to show up. So Kai and I will try to make it there.
Oh, awesome. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's the HeroCon.
I'm walking down Melrose right now looking for some pimp clothes.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
You got to get the hot pink and the gold lame. That's like.
And I'm looking for a wall to paint a mural on.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm wall shopping.
That's why nice. That's why Don DeWin couldn't be with us today. He said that he's at the Gettys. He's painting a wall, I believe, right now too. He's doing some street art.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because I'm sure, I don't know if you guys know much about street art or not, but a lot of times when it's depicted in TVs, movies, and all that, it's real cheesy and real cliche, and it's not at all authentic. So
yeah,
he went there, I guess, to kind of bring some authenticity to it.
Right. Yeah, I saw a brief second of him painting that he posted on Instagram.
I have to see
I can't wait to see how it turns out once he's done.
Yeah, I gotta see that. I gotta check that out because I called him a little earlier and stuff, but I didn't get a chance to get through. So he must have been painting that wall at the time. But yeah,
right.
So yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna let you go because I'm about to walk into a noisy store.
All right, Mia.
All right, you guys. All right,
thank you guys, Mia, for being here. Everyone,
it was really fun.
Check her out, and Mia, you take care of yourself. Enjoy yourself from 6 to 10 at the Atomic Basement at the Atomic Basement's Art Walk in Long Beach.
Yes, yay! I'll see you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mia.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. You too. Bye, Christy.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, no, I'm excited. Oh, go on. Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about tonight, man. I get to go meet who's who of Twitch LA today, which is
cool.
Just art streamers. Like you just go on and you stream on Twitch. What I like about Twitch is that they tend to have a very, it's still an open platform that anybody could be on. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they're not so horny about monetization like as in YouTube.
Right.
But at least they'll have these subbed areas where they have Twitch LA for Los Angeles, but they have Twitch London, they have Twitch this, Twitch that. So you can go and meet other people. And it's easy to, I wouldn't say get in, but it's as long as you stream on a regular basis, you are good.
So do you utilize them while you're actually doing your lunch show? Are you doing that at the same time?
Yeah, I stream multi-streams. I use OBS, which is a great free multi-streaming platform. And then what I do is that, it's like a video streamer thing, right? Where you set it up. And then what they do is that they go ahead and I use Restream, which is free up to 3 accounts. And it broadcasts it simultaneously on Twitch, Facebook Live, and YouTube. So there you go. That's what I do. And I get that taken care of. So it's sort of I kind of throw it out there.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, the lunch hour, but it's pretty good in any means. So I'm pretty happy about it. So it's nice. So
I because you went back to 5 days, and I remember you did a poll. You're like, I can't keep doing this. How often should I do this? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? If you only did it, twice a week or even once a week, I think that'd be fine because you're back doing it 5 times a week again. You're busy.
After 3 to 4 month hiatus, just because I just needed to get it. I just needed to rest. Like after I had that pancreatic tumor taken out, I was just like, I got my ass kicked. I'm just going to be honest, So it was like slow. And then remembering how much energy I had to have while talking and, talking to people and doing the thing. But now I'm at a better energy level right now. And so this kind of keeps me motivated to going. And plus it's the Kickstarter. So I thought this would be a great time. Airspider's like horny to monetization. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people on YouTube that were on YouTube for a long time, way more established than both of us are. And they were complaining how YouTube was fucking with their algorithms. Like if they did have like a bit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you started your hauls on Twitch and Mixer, but all the community seemed to be there on YouTube. And I agree. For a while it was on YouTube, but there was a sweet spot you had to get in, and then YouTube got bought up by Google. So, that whole biz right there. So
that and the more you can diversify and encompass the broader ends of the spectrum, because as you well know, if this is considered a spectrum, all you're doing is you're kind of overlaying, just filling in those gaps by, jumping on those other platforms.
Yeah.
That's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm doing Twitch and I like Twitch, but I simultaneously stream to YouTube so people can watch it because YouTube is a bit more accessible sometimes. Twitch is equally accessible, but I think mobile wise, it's not as smooth sometimes.
Sure.
So, but at least it's easy for people to outreach as well. And the community is good enough and it's new enough so that you can still build it up. It's not as YouTube. So it's like, I'm doing that simultaneously, but I'm doing Facebook Live because that's where a lot of my audience is for starters. So, there's that. And also I like kind of sticking it to Facebook now and then because apparently I got like muted one time for having a uterus picture because I was making fun of hentai porn. And so like there's the thing where the guy like finishes his thing, let's say, and it's
Sure.
really unrealistic. So I decided to make fun of that, but I did a cross-section medical thing. And it's so funny because like then I got banned. I didn't get banned, but they muted me that I couldn't post.
Yeah.
And then that picture in itself got over 10,000 people spread. And some people, it's funny because some people got mad. They were like, that's anatomically incorrect. I'm like, this is a joke.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. It was easier to just turn on the Xbox and the camera and software that were already there. I feel like I need more on YouTube to go live, Airspider. I just do simulcasts. I do it live on Twitch. It's like a simulcast, what I do through Restream. And they do up to 3 accounts for free. So you might as well try that, dude. Airspider, you might want to try that and see how that works. I mean, what you want to do is you probably want to go and do that. Yeah. So it's hard because like Mixer, I know is pretty big, but I don't know. I think it's more Asian. It sounds like, so it's not gotten as much traction in the States as it has.
Huh.
As far as I know, I mean, maybe I'm not part of that community, but Twitch is a big enough community. People know what it is. I went to E3 a few years ago. People knew what it was. I got in and, I didn't go in as a streamer. I had some credentials from the game, from the game industry. But, I mean, I just hope that like the art streaming will take me to places and beyond. And I want to be fully being paid for this as well. That's a little hard because it's like, as I said, it's like the economic downturn of the 2008 and beyond like that. It's like, I just realized like, this is just what I want to do and making it viable. So yeah, that's why I run the Kickstarters. That's why I take clients. That's why I do what I do to get this going. And sometimes it's really hard, but you got to just keep moving in.
And that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people in the community get, is to run a shop, to run anything online, to be an artist, to be a creator, to do anything in the industry. It's a grind. Yeah. I mean, you guys, no one gets in this industry to really think that they're going to retire a millionaire. I mean, that it really doesn't happen. It's almost like being a rock star, you know what I mean? But at the same point, when it's something that you love, you want to be able to, feasibly make some type of living at it. So it's a grind. You have to keep up. and keep doing what you're doing to even remain relevant. So if you don't have individuals or how should I say, a multitude of platforms to be able to get to contact people and show what you have, it makes it that much more of an uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things you just kind of, I mean, and also by any means, I'm not dogging on people that have to have a day job. That's totally okay. You know, it's like you do what you need to do. And, you know, I mean, I don't think it's bad as long as I don't understand. Like there was this thing in the artist community, like there was some moron saying like, oh, if you have a day job, then you aren't doing it. Or like they looked at the artists that were doing it full time. They said, how could you go? And like, you know, they would feel like they would judge themselves like, oh, I'm not doing it full time, I'm a failure. It's like, no, that's just another part to what you do. But don't be like all going like, oh, well, you know, I just like, no matter how you do it, you do it. I mean, I had to work a job part-time to make this happen. You know, even then, you know, you still got to just do what you got to do. So
it's a labor of love. It doesn't mean it's any less of a grind, but it's a labor of love.
Well, it equated to being a medical doctor. Now, people might laugh, but the amount of investment in time and money is kind of the same. Like you're in residency for a long ass time because I want to make sure you know your shit. I mean, having a doctor in the family now, I kind of have a better understanding. And they do residencies like all over. Yes, it's kind of a job. They get paid, but it's nowhere close to what they would be as a doctor. And then, you know, when they become the doctor, then they can start making the big bucks after they've paid off all their fucking shit. You know, and it's tiring. It's tiring. But you got to do what you got to do. You know, and it can take years. And like when I read books on other artists, like especially the post-impressionists, like there's one called Irving Stone. He did Agony and the Ecstasy, Lust for Life with Van Gogh. Agony and Ecstasy was for Michelangelo. And he did one of Camille Pissarro. But it's like they had to grind a lot.
Yeah, to get that recognition that they so deserve. And yeah, and then sometimes all it does is it's almost like hitting that lottery thing. Sometimes all it does take is just one good recognition. It doesn't mean that your work was any better or worse than it was in the past. It just needs to be recognized as such.
Yeah, I mean that's all you got to do. It's like you know, it's just you just do it. I mean, sometimes it's hard because like sometimes you wake up and you feel like a failure. I've been through that where I like woke up, I'm like, fuck, what am I doing with my life? And I was so depressed I didn't want to get out. That's funny. There's a wizard typing responses, and I said, no, junior high school typing one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I just had to memorize where the keyboard is. Like, oh, hand placement. Okay, do the thing. But yeah, I just think that it's not easy. And to be an artist, you're ground down by a lot. But life grinds you down. And I've even had other artists say to me, like, hey, you know, I suffer from personal anxiety and everything. I don't want to talk to people. I said, look, they don't know you. You may very well be talented, but you are one of millions of talented people. And you don't need to do anything special. Just talk to a person, get them to know you because it's you, you know. And when there's enough of those guys that know who you are, then you start getting more famouser and famouser. Like I have two friends that are also fans. But they basically said, oh, yeah, they were wearing the Demon Bitch necklaces that you can get in the Kickstarter because I funded it with the last Kickstarter. And that's one of the rewards in this Kickstarter. And they're already done. But it's like they ran into a few people in a musical that they did not know. And then they said, Demon Bitch. It doesn't even have the label Demon Bitch, but they know it. And they go, Demon Bitch. So it's like, you know, you're getting somewhere when people that you don't know fucking go like, oh, I've seen it. Pretty soon that'll go to like, I know your work. I know you, you know. And Mike says, I have been screenwriting for 4 years every day. No traction to speak of, but I could not do it. Just keep doing it. Eventually people will get it. Like one of my friends who's a musician said, like a band that's been in it for 15 years. People will know. They'll know who they are because they've been at it for 15 years. They built up enough of a following. And that was before how the internet was out, how it is now. Yeah. But yeah, keep at it, Mike. You've got it, you know. And, you know, I mean, I've noticed it's not always the best people that get, you know, that get there. I mean, don't worry. You know, there's a lot of talent out there. I'm not dogging the people that are famous. But sometimes it's just they met that person and that catapulted them into stardom. I think Crack Magazine had the great article about like, you know, to be famous, you have to not be an asshole or something along those lines. So they talked about important people like Harrison Ford versus Edgar Allan Poe. And Harrison Ford, he did acting, then it wasn't working out for him. He's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to be a carpenter on set. Right. So it was a good carpenter on set. He did his job. He did his work. And then Lucas noticed him and said, you know, why don't you try out for Han Solo? I think he suggested it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, what do I have to lose? And he tried out, and now he's iconic. And then Lucas and Spielberg hired him on again to do Indiana Jones. Now, I don't know how that happened. Obviously, I think he had to audition, but at least he was on their short list to do it. But with Edgar Allan Poe, yeah, he released a famous book. I forget which one, if it was the Telltale Heart series of stories, right?
Sure.
But
I mean, he's got a lot of stories, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was a drunken asshole. So he pissed off people. So he didn't put on deadlines on time, and he didn't do all this. So that's why he died broke and poor. You know, there's many stories of why, but, you know, just don't be an asshole to your George Lucas or something, you know? I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, sit there and take shit. I mean, sometimes you do have to be a dick to some people. Not all the time, but like if somebody's
there's a difference between being a brown noser and using a little diplomacy. There's a far cry difference.
Yeah, like you need to go and like I don't make a character of every single person that pisses me off. I make it a rule. You come at me, like I'll walk away, you know. That's what I do. Like, or I'll deal with it. Like I'll say, you know, I don't want to deal with this anymore, or I don't like this, whatever. And then I'll walk away. Now that person has a choice to either come to me and say, hey, I'm sorry, or we talk about it like adults, or leave it alone. Mm-hmm. But if they decide to come at me, it's like, all right, fuck you. We're doing this. You know, you wanted to fight? Okay, we'll fight. And I'll do it however I'm going to do it. Fuck you, you know?
Right.
So that's how I have it about it. And it says, totally Harrison Ford went into Ripon College where the drama coach told him he could never act. He left school before graduating and went to Hollywood. Sometimes you just got to go do the thing, man. But yeah, 15-year overnight success stories are very common in music. He was in American Graffiti, George's first flick. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think, yeah, you're right. It was American Graffiti, but he was also a set. Right. He was also a set carpenter. And I think Lucas had approached him again because he actually showed up and did shit on America. He just said, hey, why don't you try out? You know?
That is true. Right. He was a carpenter. Yeah, he was, and I don't even think he was actually doing that good of a job on the carpentry. I mean, he showed up, he was there, but I don't think he was like a great carpenter.
I mean, he was competent, like he was adequate, like he could do it. Like it wasn't his total shit. But yeah, I know what you mean. It wasn't like, oh, his passion. He just said, well, this will pay the bills, you know?
Exactly.
You know, I'll do my job as best as I can, but you know, this is where I'm not going to. But yeah, I mean, he got into it and it worked, you know? I mean, so, I mean, right now it's like I do the thing and it's funny because like when I do it, I might sound like I'm a fucking hypocrite because I write a pissed off book about bitches I hate. But it's a point. Like when I did my first book in the proto demon bitch universe, which is Personal Monsters, and it's just a compendium of monstrosities of personality. And it's just people that were assholes to me when I moved to LA, like just users and shitty people. Like at first they seemed real nice, but they were very manipulative. And I was younger. So, you know, you're a little bit not as knowledgeable. And then you learn. And I'm not saying you learn like you learned your lesson because I hated those people too. But it's just like, all right. You just, yeah, it's just, that was it. Right. And the thing is that I wrote that book because I was like so angry about things and being told, you have to get over it because you need to shove that down and get over that or else you're going to go and explode. But I felt opposite. So I drew and wrote the most angriest, meanest shit I could possibly write, put it up in a book, and it became deeper. Like I thought I wrote a pissed off book to be funny. And it turned out that this is like the next level of self-help because
well, I was going to ask, do you feel there's like a form of catharsis as you're doing it?
I think so. I mean, it's weird because like as I've done Demon Bitch and it's sort of like evolving, I guess. It's weird because like I make fun of Demon Bitch as like she's a pile of shit. I don't know why I do this and everything, but it's kind of a half joke because it's like I sort of see the purpose in drawing a pissed off, gross book because it gives people permission to say, I'm angry and I hate this person for doing XYZ to me. It can be range from something very minor to huge, terrible things that this person did to them. And they go like, I really hate this bitch. And then they're okay. because they had admitted to themselves, I still hate her. Well, we were telling you need to forgive, you need to forgive. And I'm not saying forgiveness is bad. You do need to let it go. But what I hate is like when some people do the thing like, well, you need to find peace with it. I found peace with it. And 5 minutes later, they're railing about the very same person that they found peace about. You know, it's like, no, you don't. Like there was this one girl that was a total fucking asshole to me and a bunch of other people. Like, to be honest, she was a real cunt. Like she stole from people, tried to start shit. Like literally, she was so negative that you and I, we would be sitting in the same room with Kai. She would find a way. Like her energy was so nasty. I mean, I know that sounds weird to people, but I've experienced it enough that I'm going to say it's true. She would find a way to have us all be at each other's throats. She was that negative. And I remember somebody once telling me, oh, well, you should get over it. I got over her fucking me over, but I want to see her stabbed. Like, you're not fucking over it. What the hell, man? So,
No.
I mean, the thing is that what I believe is that there's a term in, I'm going to get kind of meta here, but there's a term in spiritual. I actually do study a lot of spiritual stuff. Funny enough, I don't put this fucking bullshit stuff like blessed or anything because I think it's silly personally. It's like, oh, I'm trying to be positive at all costs. It's like, it's good to be positive, but you really have to clean out the junk what's under your brain in your subconscious because you're going to keep bringing that shit back in because you're bleeding into the water. Doesn't mean it's your fault, whatever happened to you, but you're bleeding in the water so sharks can come and feed off of you. So you got to heal up. And so that's my main thing about it is that when I do demon bitch, it's those people are possessed by constipated demons. That's what Mike says. But yeah, like the thing is that when I look at that shit, it's like, look, how to solve the problem is just to look at it yourself. Like you have to admit to yourself, I hate this bitch. You have to admit to yourself, I want to see her dead. Doesn't mean you go out and shoot her or kill her or whatever. You just like, I really fucking admit how much this pisses me off. And apparently we're told, you shouldn't let that person get you down. That one means they win. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Of course you should admit by all means how much this person upset you. Either made you sad, cry, hate you, or whatever. Whatever. You have to admit that to yourself.
What I think is true is it shows you the diversification of individuals on this planet. You know, we all have to, how should I say, deal with one another and have the ability to have an understanding of how to deal with ourselves. And sometimes we have to admit that we're pissed, and sometimes we have to, you know, just vent it out. So this is almost a you know, that's why I asked, is it almost cathartic when you're actually writing? Because I know when I read it, that's how I said this before, it's almost that way when I read it, because I can say, okay, I've met that person. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Other people feel the same way, or you know, so it is a way of being able to say, okay, I do identify with others that feel the same way as I do.
Yeah,
you know, and that it isn't just me, that these people are irritating others.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's so funny. Are you a demon that can't go? Trying our new death lax. I'm laughing about that. But yeah, I agree. Because the thing is that what's kind of shitty about it is that there's a thing called spiritual bypassing that I've learned. And what it is that you just stuff everything down and pretend everything's fine. There's a thing about saying all is well, like they say in the Bible, like when the widow, her son died of an epileptic attack, it seemed like. It's like all is well. It doesn't mean that, oh, my son's not dead. Oh, shit isn't happening, isn't falling down. It's like, right now I know there's a way out of it when she meant all is well, you know? I mean, I study some religious stuff, and sometimes I do quote the Bible, funny enough, in this whole thing. But there's a point to it. And I mean, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to pound religion into people's heads. It's just like, it kind of, I just grab fragments from things that kind of just seem to resonate with me at the time. But it's like, you have to admit to yourself the problem. Like, this makes me feel this. This made me feel like this. This made me feel like shit. This made me hate this person. This made me feel worthless. And the second thing that people do to kind of make the problem worse is that they judge themselves. You shouldn't judge yourself, because then you add more to the shit pile. Like, oh, I'm stupid for caring. I'm stupid for doing this. I was naive that, you know, I was nice. Okay, well, if you're nice to somebody, it's kind of like this, leaving your car unlocked in a dangerous area. Yes, it's a stupid thing, but does that give them the right to steal your shit from your car? No.
Right.
They're still stealing shit from your car. So the thing is that, okay, you know, you just have to, like, this is what they mean by self-forgiveness, is like, okay, well, I did that. I know better next time when I see these warning signs, and let it go. Like, and that may take you several times. Like one of my good friends had said, forgiveness.
Well, the difference there is the difference of the self-evaluation versus self-judgment. Judgment means that you're passing judgment. That what you're saying, as I agree. Now you're already saying I'm good, I'm bad, I'm right, I'm wrong. No. Evaluation allows you to go ahead and learn and grow from it. Which, again, I notice that this is not just isolated with just everyone, but especially with artists. Artists tend to not only be at battle, to me, seemingly more often, but it tends to convey in their works. That's what you end up seeing when a good artist is able to either speak to you or even put into their works. You see that in their works. And that, again, that's what I tend to get even when I read your stuff, is that it's being conveyed beyond just a message in a picture or in a book. Especially as the community is even hearing you speak, they get that there's a deeper meaning or a deeper, how should I say, reasoning behind your writing, which is, I don't know about the rest of the community, but I again, this is one of the ideas behind the show, is that the Artist Alley allows people, the community, to identify with you, not only allow you to convey to them what you're doing, but I guess some of the agenda and the reasoning who you are behind your work, if that makes sense. Does that sound right?
No, I get it. Like you can tell, like, as an artist, at least for me, I kind of do it on a slightly different level, but I can tell when a person's not being genuine about their work. Like, it's somehow, right. I don't know how I know, but it's like, because I was coming from there at one point, like, okay, I had to do this work that pandered to everybody and was popular. And then when I said, just fuck it, I'll just do my own thing, it turned out that was way more popular than what I could ever believe, because I think, like, everybody else looks the same. And then you're that one voice that says, no, this is different. And it's hard, because you have to kind of say what sells, what doesn't. And you don't want to sell out, but then you don't want to go and be so unmarketable that forget it, So it's kind of this teetering. So I kind of made my art as sort of like a journey into self-help, because nobody else would help me in the way that I needed to. I want to say there were plenty of people that wanted to help. It was just, some of it was not in the way that I needed it. And that you'll run into that because nobody's you. Ultimately, you got to help yourself. And I'm not saying that to sound like, oh, well, you should never talk. No, talk to people. But the best friends you have will kind of mirror back or kind of reflect back what you say to them and say, so I'm getting is this. And then maybe that way you can find insight. Not necessarily they themselves have insight, because no one else is you. You do have the answers inside, but it is good to get clarity, to kind of have an idea of what's going on. And I think there's a lot of following in things, like no matter where you are or what you at or who you are, people tend to follow. And there's nothing wrong with following, but you have to kind of keep it into a sort of a perspective.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I was going to say the same word.
Yeah. I mean,
because you start blindly going about things just out of almost like a conditioned response. And the next thing you realize is you're like, wait, where the fuck am I again?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it's just like, sometimes it's harder, like just to do what you need to do and stuff for yourself. And I mean, that's the thing. It's like with Demon Bitch, when I did it, it was like, you know what? Fuck you bitches. I'm going to just draw it, But I mean, the main rule that I put about it is like, I never put their names. I'm just like going, here's an opportunity for you to not be this thing. It's you.
Now the new characters, I'm sorry to interrupt. The new characters that you have, the bird and all that, that's in the new book coming out. Is that correct?
No. This is what I'm putting out now. She is not in the new book, but you can get the stickers for her. Yeah. No, she.
Oh.
Yeah. I know that sounds weird, but she just kind of came to be like in the middle of it. So, but you can, but to make up for it, because the book is already finished, I just need to pay for the publishing costs. So gotcha. It's not like a bait and switch. I literally came up with this character right in the middle of this campaign. It just happened. But but she will be in the next book. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is that to make up for it, that's why I made the tramp stamp collection, because all the stuff of hers to kind of trail into it. But
gotcha.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. Like I just came up with this character. It doesn't mean that you won't ever get this character, and you can still read it on Webtoons, part of her. But it's just like, as I said, it wasn't something that I intended to do.
Your next book, is it going to be the same type of format as this book right here? Is it going to be same as large and everything?
Yeah, it'll be similar, but it'll be thicker. It'll be 90 some odd pages, like I think
Oh
92,
wow.
93. It'll be thicker. That's why I put the price point at 30, because it's like it's a bigger book
Okay.
by 20 pages. And then on top of that, that has the recipes and like the picture of my tumor, which I'll sign if you guys pledge for the book. So yeah, I mean, I know it's like I do this weird. It's like, as I said, planning for a Kickstarter, you have to plan for everything, but you can't be so rigid enough that you don't allow everything in. Like some things just fall into place. Like talking with you, these chats, that fell into place. People wanting to interview me, that fell into place. The shipbird character fell into place. It wasn't like I planned it; it just happened.
Right.
But people love it, and I even say follow it on Webtoons. Follow it on Webtoons. If you want to get the sticker of Shipbird, go ahead, get the sticker of Shipbird.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna probably have to get me one.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So I mean, I'm not trying to be all like, oh yeah, well, she's in the book, but not. It just kind of happened that way. It's like, fuck you, I'm digging Shipbird. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and that made it really popular. So I was really surprised, but I figured I didn't want to have fans hungry for Shipbird for too much. So that's why I put the sticker thing, because like I always do a thing. And again, like if anybody wants a custom order put together, I'll do it, you know. And I made the demon bitch sperm, and I made the demon bitch stabbed, and people love that one because they thought that was ridiculous as well. So
no, that's cool products. It really is. You know, that, and you know, there are a lot of people out there in the community that go, "Oh, hey, look, I got to buy this because of a limited print, or I got to buy that because it's a first appearance of that." But I'm going to tell you, the community, this right now. One, what she produces is going to be a limited print. Two, I challenge anyone in the community to find a picture of a pancreatic tumor in their book, signed. So if you want one, you have to contact this individual here, Christy Shin, and she'll hook you up. She just got to complete her Kickstarter, and yeah, she'll get one out there to you.
Well, I'll just put the Kickstarter link. So I mean, the Kickstarter is so close to funding, they're going to get it. They're going to get whatever reward they have. So it's just I want to do the stretch goals for the pins because that's like 200 and 400. There's 200 per pin because I have to order a certain quantity. But they're good. I mean, you might as well get it for a Christmas present. As I said, I'll customize it for you. And it's kind of funny because I just decided to do that, like customize rewards for some people. Like, okay, let's say if you wanted a book, but you didn't have these stickers, like, or you wanted certain stickers, I'll make it. And it was funny because like Denise, you know, Denise Carrillo, she does Sapphire Directive with her husband, David Moreno. They're a team. Okay. And she says, oh, and I can't remember exactly all she did, but she said, I want the Shipbird stickers. I want the graphic novel, and I want, I think, one of the pins. And I said, okay. And I didn't have it in that combo. So I said, well, I'll put it together for you. So I put it together for her, and she went and did the pledge. And then it was funny because one of my other friends said, oh, shit, I want that one too. So he took the pledge too.
I like that. You know, that's actually a brilliant idea to be able to customize packages like that. So, you know, that's, you know, you can have maybe like a core setup of something and then say, look, just add this, so this, we'll figure it out. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to do it myself because unfortunately Kickstarter doesn't let you customize multiple things, which is weird. So, but I tell people, like, I'm open to that because, oh God, heading back to Kickstarter, Shitbird. This is great. So, but yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like sometimes you're handling so much you forget. Like with the last Kickstarter, I forgot to put 2 PDFs together, and that was like, there was a simple oversight. And one guy from Australia messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you know, if you have these 2 PDFs, I'll do it. How come you don't?" I said, I messaged him right back and said, "Wait a few minutes, let me do it. That's a great idea." So I did it, and then I said, "It's done," and he did it, and quite a few other people backed. So it's like, be open to people that are suggesting. I mean, obviously they say, you need to make me a custom pin. I'm like, dude, I'm only doing so much.
Right.
But you can do a lot with what you have. Like if people wanted the Demon Bitch sperm pin and they wanted one of the tramp stamp rewards and then they wanted like the Match Made in Hell and then the books and stuff, I'll accommodate them. I mean, I have to do it per the cost of what I need to do it, but I'll do it. Sure. I mean, if it makes them want to get it, hey. And I've done that a bit more in this one. And it's weird because I guess people have that fear like, oh, I don't want people messaging every 5 minutes for shit. It's like, honestly, they don't, you know, they don't. Like if they know what you have.
So again, the recap, you're actually inviting people to contact you. And if they have certain requests, you are willing to accommodate to the best of your abilities, what you're basically stating.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I can't make a complete whole other different pin for them because
No,
there's a
no.
certain amount of quantity and cost I got to do. But with what I have, I can put it together for you.
That's
You know?
awesome. That's
Yeah,
so
I
cool.
mean, I think it's also good because it also shows that I like interacting with my fans and that I care. It's not like, oh, well, just, yeah, give me money and that's it. It's like the thing about Kickstarter, what people don't understand. And I say this on the panels that I've been asked to with Rylan. Rylan's an awesome guy. You should get to meet him one of these days.
I love you.
He is, I mean, Don knows him too. It's just like you have to interact. You have to use Kickstarter as a source to build your base. It's not just about getting a bunch of money. Now that's important. And another thing when people bone themselves on Kickstarter is the shipping. They say, well, I feel really bad. I said, no, you need to go. Like, you need to estimate correctly for shipping. If you underestimate it, then you're going to be fucked and you're going to use up all that money and you're going to be short anyway. And the thing is that it's always good to kind of overestimate shipping because you're covered. So if you need to put in insurance, like I said, I'll put in insurance for 25 and up. And just because I had one package stolen and it was such a bitch and nobody could get their money. It was harder to resend something to somebody. And that was shitty. I mean, that was shit. It was great that the customer understood, but that fucking pissed me off as a creator because I was like, I want to get that out to her. And that got stolen. And the fucking U.S. Postal Service is like, fuck you, you're on your own. You didn't purchase insurance. It's like, I have a tracking number. Or they said, well, that area is really bad. It's like, that would have been nice to know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you run into that. And also, you don't know with international shipping. But the thing, the advantage of that is that when you estimate shipping and you slightly overestimate, and I'm not saying fuck the person in shipping, but shipping is just expensive in general. If you approximate the correct amount for shipping, it actually gets you to your goal quicker because they will put that towards the goal, the end goal. So I think that's a good thing. So pricing your stuff to what it should be, retail price, is important, not wholesale. And then also like the correct shipping methods. So you can say, hey, and then you get to your goal quicker. But at the same time, you're not boned one way and if shit, God forbid, shit happens, you have enough of the oh shit money to like at least float that person another piece of product or something.
Right. Well, and again, in the case of you, which, some people may not take in consideration is that, you're not shipping out standard comics. The standard comic size is something like this. Well, you don't have that luxury. So your box is going to be considerably larger and it's going to cost considerably more, than the average person's product. So if you don't factor that in, even if you do cover the cost of what you said, manufacturing and production of the actual book, your shipping is going to kill you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why I price the book, because I go through KDP and they say, well, it's more expensive per unit, but it's more expensive per unit to me because like they're storing it for me. It's print on demand. And maybe, there's other things like you raise $7,000 and go to Print Ninja, and Print Ninja's good. I've talked with them. They're great, and they're not, they got it down, they're good for big shipping if you're going to ship out of your home and stuff. But for me, I don't have that luxury in my house. Like, yes, I have a house, but there's only so much finite space that I have. I have a roommate. I don't want to fucking fill up my living room full of fucking fuck tons of books.
Right.
I want to have enough on hand. So if I go to a con, I got enough. But, and it's a little bit more because when you think about it, you're kind of paying for the storage that Amazon has. Even when they do print on demand, it's storage that you have freed up in your own home instead of paying for a storage unit every month. I mean, it can work out more economically, more than others or whatever. But, that's what I do. So, and also I'm porting it into a platform. So if people want to buy it internationally, they get it. I just tell them the only exception is that you do not get my signature because it prints directly and sends it directly to them.
Right.
So it's like, for me, it's an additional shipping and handling, depending on where you go. That's just how it is. And unfortunately, that's how it works out that way. And again, like I tell people, like I can only handle in my end of the shipping. Unfortunately, like I will try to ensure if it's above this much, but I do know like I've shipped to enough international, and there are some people that are international that are kind of like some of the other people in Kickstarter, they said like, yeah, I shipped to this country. And even though I paid correctly for the shipping, they went to the person that they shipped it to and said, you owe us money, because I guess that's how their country works. Is like they have to pay them to get the rest of it back, which is kind of fucked in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like she didn't pay enough. She did, but it's like because of that, how that country's postal service operates, they have to pay them if it's a certain type of package, I guess. And it was just a book, but I guess
Wow,
that's what they had to pay their postal service that money so they could get some European countries work that way. It's really weird. But it was a European country. I think it was Spain. And I think the UK might do that on certain packages. I know that. And also you kind of have to account for delays. Like Royal Mail, I know, is allowed to strike, whereas the US Postal Service is not, at least not to shut down anything.
Right.
So that's what you got to do. And so
I take into consideration.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, you gotta account for as much. Like, don't try to account, like, say it's $150 for shipping because of everything. No, just try to pick the most reasonable one. Like for me, a majority of the time I ship media mail for books. At first they kind of give me shit. They say, well, it's comic books. I'm like, okay, look, it's a graphic novel. It has no advertisements. So I'm good.
Right.
And so I just ship it media, and it's like anywhere in the domestic US, it's done very reasonably. International, I just do straight international. I think first class, that's about $17-18. But like if it's a more expensive package, I also account for insurance as well.
Sure.
And if I think
and stickers, all that. I mean, obviously that's going to start to add up.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, and also the thing is you got to put in rewards that are actually more cost effective. Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, Mike, if you're talking about shipping, yeah, I would agree. It is a mess. It's kind of a clusterfuck. But I would say that for me, what also I do for people that just don't want to fuck with shipping, I offer the books as PDFs. So first of all, when the money clears from Kickstarter, it's immediately diverse to people. Like, here you go. Here's your reward. Have a good time. And that's fine. That's totally okay by me. It's like, all right, good. But some people, it sounds like some people like the guy from, I think he was Australia that suggested the 2 PDFs, shipping to Australia is a bitch, like it's expensive. And
it is.
Yeah. So it's just better to get 2 PDFs. Here you go. Boom. Like $5 US dollars a piece. You get it. And it's like, even the book, Alcoholics and Anonymous, the current book, even though it retails for $30 in a paperback, the fact is that it's a PDF. So I just can do it $5 each across the road. So it's like, there you go. Have fun. So it's like
That's
lot
awesome.
of people have ordered that.
And
Yeah.
again, the fact that you're willing to accommodate so many people, you know what I mean, that be able to get out, the medium that they want, but in a way that's both cost effective for them and you. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people also, they just don't want to, they don't have the room to have an actual book. And I don't take that personally. I mean, there's a lot of people whose books I want to buy, but I just say, you know what, I'm going to wait for the trade to come out. Because first of all, like, comic books are kind of a bitch to keep, and, they wear out. Like if I want to read them more than once, sometimes you can fucking wear out because of the paper they're printed on. It's not a knock on the creators. It's just that's how they are.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's just it. Like you're saying, that's just the way the product's made.
Yeah. So it's like, I prefer a graphic novel. It's more beefier. I get to flip through it. I'm happier,
So, hey, let's kind of wrap this up and tell the communities again. So this is Christy Shin. She does a book called Demon Bitch. Presently, she is working on a Kickstarter that I'll end up highlighting right here. And she is so close to finishing it out. We're chomping on the bit as being able to raise the amount of money to go ahead and get this product out. Why? Well, one of the reasons why is I'm chomping on the bit for the next book. The other one is, hey, there are artists and creators that out there that, what we're trying to do is get their stuff out there. And once we keep doing this, you're going to start coming across a lot more artists and creators. Hopefully Christy will end up joining me a lot more often when we're able to do this, and she'll be a regular fixture on this show, as I'm now asking her to be. And that's what this is about, is we're trying to feature many artists and creators on the show as possible, and we'll do this often as we can. And Chris, I thank you so much for being with me and hanging out with us and doing this. And it was awesome to have Mia with us. And I know you got to get going because you'll be in downtown. If you could tell the community what you're, let's see if I can do this highlight thing. If I can get you there, let's see if this works. Nope, got the wrong person. Yeah, I'm trying. But if you could tell the community what's going on with you tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the Twitch LA event. I did put up the link for RSVP. Let me go ahead and pop that up again. So you guys can RSVP. It's free beer, but not free food. So I just want to make that clear. But it is Twitch LA, and I'll be there with a lot of other streamers and artists. We've got a few other artists there that stream as well as creators. It's not just video games. That's what Twitch first started as. And then it was like, oh, okay, we got to get that going on. So let me pop that up there. Then that's the meetup right there. RSVP first. The beer is provided by Voodoo, and it's done by Stack Up. And Stack Up actually helps, stackup.org helps a lot of veterans as well. So they're actually one of the few that actually go out of their way to go and fucking help veterans, rather than some places where supposedly it's done by military people. I'm not going to say all of them because I don't want to shit on the military, but it's just like they are one of the rare ones that actually puts their fucking money where their mouth is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So let me put up the Kickstarter update, not to just throw it out, but it'll actually tell you it'll have the links to Stack Up, to the Twitch RSVP and everything. And how I give back to the community, like even if I'm kind of in a pinch financially, is I do lunch hour. So if I'm doing a Kickstarter for that time, I'll say, hey, you want to jump in? And if you're running a Kickstarter, we can share each other's, like, not lists. Okay. I want to make that clear. Not lists, but our audiences, because we'll mention each other in our updates. So there we have that. So that's what I got to say about that. So it's like, that's how I try to give back as much as I can. Even if I wasn't running a Kickstarter, I like having guests on because there's only so much about me I can talk. I mean, I know I got a lot to say, but I don't need to talk about me all the time. Like sometimes, like last night I did like a kind of a double feature where at 6 p.m. I had Sean Ellis on, and he had Dose Comics, and he just funded on Indiegogo. And it doesn't matter. It's not limited to Kickstarter. If you have an Indiegogo or whatever else you got, GoFundMe, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what you do. And sometimes what we do is that we go and bullshit with each other. We'll just talk about art, our lives and everything. So we just sit down. It's very casual. It's not like I have to say, so with this Kickstarter, and I mean, I will ask you about your projects, but I mean, I had one where a guy whose Kickstarter I was interviewing him for, he started asking me about Demon Bitch, and it was just about Demon Bitch the whole time. I'm like, okay, and then we went into this total meta fucking conversation about ego. Why do people of faith seem to be shitheads? I mean, he was a pastor, by the way. So, but it was like this honest look about it. And I said, yeah, it's about like, if you go with the ego and you don't go for truth, and I don't mean truth in a singular sense, but just your own personal truth, then you're kind of a shitty person. But then if it's like you go with the caring and then you go with ego, go with the truth, and you go along with what you feel resonates with you, that makes you a better person. And it was interesting. It was like this Swedenborg, I think that was the guy, philosopher's name that we went off on. And so we're kind of saying he was a guy from the 1700s. I got to look more about him, but it's really meta concepts. So it's kind of funny. I draw gross fucking comics and I read all this deep shit. So
no, introspection is when you have to look at self, and the more you can understand, the better you can go ahead and convey it to others, and it doesn't matter if it's just a simple observation or if it's something deep. People get it.
Yeah.
People do.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what you have to do. That's what I have to do. I mean, I think it's healthy for everybody to do it.
I agree.
I just put it out there kind of like, this is what was fucked up. So fuck this. So, but it makes people laugh at it, and they don't feel like, as you said, like you related to like, God, I went through this. And in a way, maybe I was just reaching out, like, who else thinks I'm fucked up? And apparently it wasn't, like a lot more people thought, and the very same people that told me I needed to get over it are now like one of my biggest fans. So it's like, I guess I have something to say. So
hey, I think we pretty much captured and encompassed what we wanted to do today. I hope the community out there enjoyed the show. Like I said, hopefully we're going to be doing more. And from us at 1-2 Comic Talk and Christy, speaking on your behalf, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us in our very first Artist Alley.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.